So HighLevel dropped a new workflow builder design that's a lot more flexible and visual than the previous one. In this video, we're going to break down how it works, why it's one of the most powerful tools inside of HighLevel, and how you can start using it to save time and stay organized, as well as delivering a smoother experience for your leads and clients. We'll look at how this layout gives you more control, how to navigate the visual canvas, and how to start building automations that connect your entire customer journey from first lead to follow-up and beyond. Before we jump in, let's first cover what workflows are. Workflows are just automations. They tell HighLevel what to do when something happens. So for example, when someone fills out a form, you can have it automatically send them a text, add them to your pipeline, or alert your team, all without you having to do it manually. Basically, it's a set and forget system that keeps your business running in the background. And with this new visual builder, you can actually see how everything is connected, making it easier to build and manage your automations. Let's jump in and see how it works. So inside your HighLevel account, if you come down to automations on the left-hand side and then come up to create workflow, when you click on start from scratch, you'll see the builder now looks like this. Workflow AI has been added, super cool and helpful feature, but we're not going to be talking about this. Instead, in the top left corner, we're going to be looking at the advanced builder. So we're currently in the standard builder. This is the builder where you can build automations going in the flow from top to bottom. For the demo inside of the advanced builder, we're going to build a simple lead follow-up automation triggered by a form submission. So when somebody fills out a form, we're going to start the automation. Okay, so let's hop into the advanced builder. You will see the canvas now looks like this. Just to quickly give you a walkthrough of this new layout, in the top left corner, we'll see the workflow comments. So other people can comment on the workflow, leave notes, instructions, or actions that need to happen, where you and your team can leave workflow notes and action notes to help with the build out. Next to that, on the left-hand side, we have sticky notes. This is just where you can simply drag and drop a sticky note right into the workflow and then type any note that you want. I'm going to show you a simple but cool trick with the sticky notes at the end, so I won't dive too deep into it now. I'm just going to delete it. Then on the left-hand side here, we have this button, which checks if there's any errors inside of your workflow. Below that, we have stats view, and I'll get into the rest of these at the end of the video. Again, in the top left, you'll see this little keyboard button. When you click on it, you'll see all the shortcuts inside this new advanced builder. So on your own time, you can just read through these to help you with the navigation of the workflow. But it covers things like the essentials, to editing, to the different views of the canvas, to navigation, and then some tools. To click out of it, just click on the X in the top right corner. So this advanced builder is a node-based builder. A node is pretty much just an action where you can connect a whole bunch of different nodes together to perform different tasks. Then in the bottom left corner, we have the selection mode. This just allows you to drag the canvas around. Right next to it, we have the fit to screen, which if you're zoomed out on the workflow, it automatically zooms in to cover the section that you're building inside of. Then after that, we have zoom outs and we have zoom ins, and then we have the format tree. I'll show you an example of what this does after I build up my workflow. So after all of that, we can finally build our workflow. The first thing we want to do is add a trigger. The trigger is the thing that has to happen in order for this automation to fire. You can simply do that in the top right corner by clicking on add and then add trigger, or just click on this plus button and then click on add trigger. Then just like the normal builder, we can select our trigger. In this case, I'm going to say form submitted. Select the field to be form is, and then select the form I want to choose, and then select the form I want to add. I'll add this form over here. Click on save trigger, and you'll see my trigger has now been added. In this case, I'm going to add a create opportunity action. So I'm going to click on add action, click on create and update opportunity, choose the pipeline, say that it's a new lead. For the opportunity name, I'm going to add a custom value, which is going to be the contact's first name. This is going to pull from the name that the contact put inside the form, which is the trigger. Then I'm going to click on save action, and you'll see I can now just come here and paste it into the workflow. The way these different nodes are connected is by this line in the middle. I'll show you in a minute how you can drag nodes to other nodes or actions to other actions to perform more advanced automation. For this demo, I'm going to add a tag. Pretty much what I'm saying is that when somebody fills out a form, I'm going to create an opportunity inside the pipeline, then tag them, and then send them a message. So that's what we're going to build. So the next step is to add a tag by clicking the plus button, click on add contact tag, say the tag is Ben's form, click on add new tag, and then click on save action. Then one more step before I add the messaging action is an action to notify the team. What this does is when somebody fills out this form, it's going to automatically message the team member so that they are aware that a contact filled out a form. So again, I'm going to click on the next plus button, type in internal notification, select the notification type. I'm going to say notification, title is new lead, and type the message to be, hey Ben, we got a new form submission. And at the bottom, I'm going to select the redirect page to be straight to the contact, and then the user to be all users, which means everyone's going to get this notification. Then click on save. Great. So now we're going to add the final action, which is going to be to send an SMS to this contact. So add an action, type in send SMS, or just come down to send SMS. Then type in your message. I'm going to add a custom value again and pull from the contact's first name. Hey Ben, thank you for reaching out. Do you mind sharing your zip code so that we can serve you better? Click on save again, and now you've created your workflow. It's a very simple example, but it's a better way to visualize your workflow process. And now to show you what that format tree button does in the bottom left corner, If you click on it, you will see it automatically adjust the view, making it easier to follow. Then on the bottom left corner, if you click on this button, the workflow will be fit to screen. So if I click on it, you'll see now the whole workflow perfectly zoomed in. So you can get as advanced as you want with the workflow. In my case, if I want to add another action at the end here that says we're first going to wait if the message has been responded to. If not, we're going to send another one. To do that, we're just going to come and click on the plus again, add a wait step. We will say 15 minutes, click on save action, and then we want to add an if else action. What the if else action does is the action splits off into two branches. So we can say if somebody replied, it goes down this branch, and if they didn't reply, it goes down that branch. And then we're going to add an if else statement, and we're going to say contact reply, and then contact replied is true. Click on save, and you'll see we now have two branches. So in this case, if somebody responds to this SMS and sends their zip code, we're going to send them another SMS. So we're going to click on plus over here, send SMS, and I'll just say thank you. So you'll see in this builder, everything is now visual, and it's just easier to see your leads move through the whole system. The new builder makes it easier to test and debug before publishing. You can visually map out your logic, see where delays are happening, and make edits without scrolling endlessly through steps. Just to mention some best practices, a few cool other tips include color coding your different workflows, all the different sections within the same canvas. I'll put an example on the screen now showing you what other people have built and how beautiful they made the whole design inside their canvas. They easily did that by using sticky notes. Okay, so if I come up here and click on sticky notes, I can add the sticky note and click paste, and it will automatically show up behind the workflow nodes. I can resize the sticky note to as far as I want by just dragging it across until it fills the entire workflow. Again, the reason you can do this is because you can add multiple different branches within the same workflow. So it's nice to color code it to keep the order. Another cool point is that you can add multiple triggers even at different stages inside the workflow. Before, you can only really add a trigger in the beginning, but let's say I wanted to add a trigger over here that once fulfilled, it automatically connects to this SMS node. I can do that by clicking on add trigger, and let's say when a quiz is submitted, I'll choose the quiz to be this one, click on save trigger, and then I'm going to paste it over here. Now actually, instead of connecting it to the SMS node, I'm going to connect it to the create opportunity right over here. Another cool point to mention is that you can individually pause certain actions. So if I wanted to pause this tag action, you just hover over it and click on the pause button. What this means is it will now skip this action and continue the workflow without including it. And you can easily switch it back on by clicking this button again. And on the right hand side of that, you can see you can delete any action by clicking the trash button. And then on the right hand side of that, you'll see the three dots that once clicked, you will see a whole bunch of quick actions. Okay, then the final thing I want to show you is that you can jump between different workflows without leaving the editor. To do that, you can come on the left hand side and come to this button over here. This is the workflow switcher. When you click on it, you'll see all the other workflows that you have built. And when you click on it, it will take you to that automation. And that's a quick look at HighLevel's new advanced builder, a cleaner, more flexible way to automate your entire business. It gives you total control over your logic and helps you spot bottlenecks faster. If you found this helpful, then share this video with a friend that you build workflows with so that they can see the new flow. And if you're new and you want to try this out for yourself, comment workflow down below and we'll send you a link where you can try it out yourself and get a whole bunch of bonuses with it. As always, thanks for watching.